Hi guys, this is Jane with spsoup.com. This is another video that's going to be part of our SharePoint Basics series. So it's going to be very simple, walking you through how to create a column on a document library. The steps are very similar whether it's a library or a list, so you can follow along if you're trying to add a column to a list. Now you do have to make sure you have at least edit permissions in SharePoint 2016 or design permissions in SharePoint 2013 or earlier. Those are the using out of the box permissions. If your administrator has customized your permission levels, it may be different. But out of the box permissions, you need to have at least edit for SharePoint 2016. So what you want to do is go ahead and click on the document library that you want to add a column to, and then click on the library tab at the top. Now there is an option to just create a column right here, but through my experience with SharePoint, I just always navigate to the library settings over here. I think because I'm just very used to going in here and changing a lot of different settings. But for the column, you can just scroll down to the column section here, and it'll have all the columns listed out. And then when you scroll a little further down, you'll see the option to create column. So once you're in the create column, you see that there, I was going to name it notes. You just want to type in the name, and then you have to decide what kind of column do you want this to be. You can choose single line of text, multiple lines of text, choice menu, numbers, currency, you see it all there. Some of them are a little more complicated, such as the calculated column. Once you get a little more used to SharePoint, you can use that to add some simple or complex calculations in your column. External data is also a little complicated. Once you get more used to SharePoint, you can start to use those columns and utilize that. So, but for right now, we're just going to choose multiple lines of text because this is a notes column. So if you want to fill in the description, you can. Optional, enter your notes here. Required, if you want it to be required, you click yes. I'm going to keep it at no. I'm going to keep it at no for that as well, for the length or unlimited length. And then I'm going to put 5 for the lines for editing. I'm going to leave the add to default view checked because we haven't discussed views yet, but there is a default view that is shown whenever you load your list or library. And if you want this column to show up in there, you keep that checked. Go ahead and click OK. All right, so now on the breadcrumbs up here, if you click on Documents, you'll see that your new column, has been added. Yay! So we can go ahead and upload a document. I'm going to go to SPSoup folder, documents, just click new. All right. And so because this is not required, it didn't make me fill that out, but you could easily go in to edit your properties, and that's where you'll fill in your notes. I don't even know what this document is, so I'm just going to say new document. Just to pretend that's my notes. Click save. All right, so we'll go through that again. We're still in the document library. Click on library. Go down, and then I'm going to create a new column. This time I'm just going to call it category. And this time we're going to choose the choice menu. So if you choose the choice menu, scroll down. I'm going to keep this one, the require column information, or require that this column contains information. I'm going to change that to yes. Enforce unique values, no. Unique values means each item you add, only one can have. It's how do I explain this? You can't have duplicate items with the same value. So for a category, that's not what I want. So let me see some categories. Human resources. I'm just going to name certain divisions. IT, business development. Oops. All right, so that's gonna be my 3 choices. You can always add more. You can show them as radio buttons, checkboxes, or a drop-down menu. I'm gonna leave mine as a drop-down menu. Allow fill-in choices, I'm gonna say no. Default choice, I guess I can put it, whatever you want to be the default choice, you can put it in there. And then add to default view, I'm keeping that checked as well. Column validation. Now, this is a little complicated, but if you want to make sure that what they're entering is correct, you can put a formula in here. Like, see this one, there's an example, company name equals my company. So if they're not entering the proper thing, you can put a message in here for the user. But right now, that's out of the scope of a basics, SharePoint basics. So we're gonna go ahead and just click OK. All right, so let's go back to the document library. And now you see the category column is there. So because that is required, we're gonna go ahead and edit the properties again for that and choose the category, which I'm gonna choose human resources. There you go. And then we'll go ahead and upload another, I'm going to choose resume new. And now, because this is required, you can see that it actually brought me to this menu to be able to fill it in. So notes was not required, so it did not make me do that. I'm going to say old resume, even though it's called resume new. You know what, I might just change it, resume, there. And then it's also going to be human resources, but I could change it here if I wanted to. Human resources is the default, that's why it said that. And I'm going to click save. And there you go. Very, very simple, easy ways to add required and optional columns to your document library. I hope this was a little bit helpful for those that are new to SharePoint. I do plan to make a video later on in our intermediate series, if that's even what it's going to be called, on modifying the views themselves. All right, please let me know in the comments if you have any specific questions or any requests for any videos in our SharePoint Basics series. Thanks, have a great day.